I'm just about to get ready to edit a video, and then I open my phone, and then boom, 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 we got a load of Jurassic World Chaos Theory stuff to talk about. Hello everybody, and welcome to the fourth, I think, video for Jurassic World Chaos Theory. It has been some time since we talked about this. I think the last time we talked about it was my discussion on which Allosaurus from the ones that we knew could be the Allo that we saw for Chaos Theory, as we knew that would be the main antagonist, and as the trailer showed, yes it is, and also the poster, of course, because we got loads to talk about, and that video was like 3 months ago, and a lot has happened since then, but not really much to talk about because, well, unfortunately, this show has started off very poorly with the hype wave because it started out okay, then it got a strong hit, and then nothing. Literally, like, they did the teaser trailer, everyone was like, oh my god, this is insane, and that was back in the middle of October, if I'm not mistaken, and since then there's been basically nothing, just rumors and maybe a bit of theories, but with Jurassic 7 coming out while being talked about, there's also Jurassic Park Survival, and also Jurassic World Evolution 2 being crazy and stuff, and any other thing, Chaos Theory just, like, went silent, and it really hit hard for me because, like, as someone whose channel started because of the previous show, Camp Cretaceous, and in fact that shows the reason my channel is where it is at today, like even more than Dominion even, but it's been hard to do content. Like, I've had loads of ideas, but just because of all the negative energy that's been around, it's not really been my cup of tea to go into talking about, I guess, so that's why I probably haven't done so much as of late, but a load of the videos that I want to do, I can still do, even with this trailer, but now that the trailer's here, now that we have 2 posters, loads of images, and of course, as I just said, a trailer, we've got loads to talk about. But first, I'm going to have a quick drink, and we're going to talk about the trailer. Well, first, we're going to take a look at it, and then we're going to transition to voiceover Austin. He's gonna take over. I just want to do camera for my reaction, mainly because I don't want to sit in this chair longer than I need to because it's broken, and I don't want to fall on camera because it'd be funny, but it would not be funny for me because it hurts. But we're gonna waste no more time, and we're gonna get in the trailer, so let's get into it. Alright, the amber logos.
With me live are the improbable survivors of the Jurassic World incident, the Nublar 6. These teens were tragically left behind while attending camp.
Starting off with some nostalgia.
Then struggled to survive all on their own for nearly a year.
For about 7 to 8 months.
We survived.
A whole lot of plot convenience.
We had each other.
Oh, and that too, of course. 6 years later. Whoa. Push! Damn!
What are you doing here?
Try not to.
Damn, Ben gotta go up.
Someone is hunting us.
But why?
Oh boy.
Who would even want to do that?
Beginning.
I don't know for sure, but we need to warn the others before it's too
Oh,
late.
the Atrociraptors, yes! Ooh, Beckel Spinax. Hello, and more Jurassic World Chaos Theory. Only on Netflix, May 24th. Alright, so that was a quick trail. I think that was actually just as short as the teaser, which is kind of unfortunate, but okay, so, well, with that out of the way, I'm going to send you guys to voiceover analysis Austin. So, Rexy, if you could do us a favor, please stomp us there right about now. Why, thank you, Rexy, for that great transition to analyzing Austin here, and we got loads of things to talk about. So first, let's talk about this trailer, which, while it is short and the majority of it is nostalgia, there are a few things that we should talk about. The first thing is, we get our first look at Ben, and hot damn is he oh, he's no longer the skinny kid that he was in Camp Cretaceous. I mean, he was a badass for sure. He managed to fight Tora in a ridiculous manner, but now he's swole and like, damn. And I mean, he looks absolutely great, I gotta admit, and so does Darius as well. And if we just go through the trailer, we've got loads to look at. The first thing we should talk about is the beginning, as it states that it is 6 years later, which means it is taking place in 2022, the same year as Jurassic World Dominion's events. If it's before or after, that is up for discussion. I think it's going to be before because of a few things that I'll talk about in other videos, most of them relating to Biosyn and Manticore's future, which also, we don't see any look at Manticore in this trailer, which leaves me to believe something will happen with that island that will lead Ben to look out for the other campers. Which, speaking of which, the next thing we need to talk about is the fact that Darius says that the campers are in danger and being hunted by someone. Now, we don't know exactly who, but the trailer does imply that it's an old familiar face, which is related to the Atrociraptors which appear, which, yes, the rumors were true of the species that was confirmed. Beckel Spinax and Atrociraptor 2 on that list are in the trailer. Beckel Spinax we see attacking a vehicle in a brief shot, which we also had some images of, which we'll look at those images in a moment. And of course the Atrociraptors. Now we only see 3 of the Atrociraptors in this trailer as of the moment. We see Ghost chasing Darius down, which I gotta say, the Atrociraptors look absolutely great. The animation for them looks a lot cleaner than it did in Camp Cretaceous, which makes sense because Camp Cretaceous actually did have a lower budget, but the Atrociraptors we see are Ghost, as I just said, and we also see Panthera and Tiger. We do not see Red as of yet, which is very interesting. It might be that we just don't have enough footage yet they want to show, which is fine, it's fine. Even more interesting is we see a familiar face, and that is the Allosaurus, which, as I mentioned in my reaction portion of this video, I mentioned how we covered which Allosaurus it might be, depending on where the story goes, and it looks like my prediction was wrong. It is not going to be the one that was for Malta, which we may see it, but it's not going to be the main Allosaurus. The main Allosaurus is in fact the one from Battle at Big Rock, because one of the things that I wanted to talk about but couldn't really do a video on it because I'd seen a bunch of YouTubers getting their content blocked about it because, well, it was a leak from toy merch, but a image of the toy merch showcased the Allosaurus and Darius on the cover art for the Jurassic World Chaos Theory line for Mattel. And the Allosaurus in that image is the one from Battle at Big Rock, as it has the blind eye that the Allosaurus did. We'll just go through the trailer a bit more, and then we'll look at the images again, which most of them are from the trailer itself, but it's fine. So the first little thing we see of this trailer is actually Darius's home, which at least I think it's his home. It might actually just be a location that he's visiting or something, or doing research on, but if it's his home, which makes actually more sense considering that Ben surprised him there, and he tried to frickin' electrify him with a shock prod, which, I gotta say, if that's your reaction to someone coming to your house, you gotta be in a nasty situation, which, I mean, considering what I just said Ben was there for, makes sense. Of course he would be like, I'm gonna shock whoever comes at my door. But also, this kind of changes another question I had, which was, which campers are we going to see? Because first of all, they said that, well, Ben said that we would be having a story that involves the other campers because apparently someone's hunting them, which leaves a lot of questions. Where are the other campers going to be? Are we going to see all of them return? Which really bugs the heck out of me because I was actually going to start work on a video on which campers I think will return. But I can change it to which ones will have the most story in this. Anywho, we'll just continue on. And also, this place looks like a really quarantined place, like, or just isolated, not quarantined. Ugh, I don't want to hear that again. And this actually raises a lot of questions. First of all, like, why is he alone? Which, I know it's 6 years later, but he was still, like, he'd probably just be, like, maybe 18 to 20 years old, so I'm surprised that he'd be out in this kind of place all alone, which also makes me wonder what happened to him and Kenji and such. Did they move on? Did they go their separate ways? That can be its own video. But if we continue on, yep, he shocks him, and yep, and geez, Darius is, well, Ben is tall. Jesus, look at him standing up with Darius. Like, they were pretty much the exact same height in Camp Cretaceous, but damn, Darius, you're shorter than I thought you'd be. But I guess Ben's been working with a lot of dinosaurs. And yep, he mentions how they are being chased, and this was only the beginning. And then we see this page on a computer called Dark Jurassic, which of course the text is all gibberish and such. It's not actual text, which I guess is a way to make sure nobody like tries to figure out stuff. But it's probably something related to the black market, maybe, actually, because we see some icons including some human figures, eggs, and even what appears to be a pseudoceratops and an Illuminati signal, of course, and also some little tabs, which maybe this is actually a bidding site or something, because it is called Dark Jurassic, so that's actually interesting. We'll talk about this page a little bit more in another time, but also, if you look in the right side, actually, you can see a little thing with a hand and some leeches and such, which might be a reference to those little aquatic things that were, I can't remember what they were called, but they were briefly in Dominion's black market sequence. They were being grilled up. Maybe that's what these things are. Top secret folder. Darius looking all concerned. And we got him and Ben just investigating. And then we get our first look at the Atrociraptors in the trailer, which absolutely great. Feels like the Atrociraptors are definitely going to be used to give the raptor name more fear again, because that was a big downside of Jurassic World's era with Velociraptors. And, well, they were pretty scary and pretty good in Dominion for most people, but they look absolutely great chasing off. Yep, and then we got our little shots of the Beckel Spinex, the Allosaurus, and they just look absolutely gorgeous. And the Allosaurus looks really good, actually. I was worried how animated goofy they were looking, because the toy kind of suggested that they were going to make it look a little bit more monstrously goofy or something, at least from some of the images I've seen of it, compared to especially the Dominion toy. It looked way worse in my opinion, I'm not gonna lie. But before we go, we'll look at the two posters we have, which the first one is very simple but very cool looking. It shows Darius in like a foggy environment and something. I think he's in like a cage or something, because there's like a fenced off area on his right, and the Allosaurus' snout is right in front of him, which, I mean, look at that drool. That is just, oh, that looks so creepy and such. And the words of chaos comes home, which, that sounds a little bit goofy, but it sounds very Jurassic-y, which I really like. And we got a second poster, which is very Shining-like, which is very much like the Atrociraptors, as they made a reference to that in Dominion, which is just, I think it'll be most likely the Netflix logo that will be when you open it up in Netflix, of course, which showcases the Atrociraptor. Nothing really to say here other than it looks really good. And also it reminds me of the Jurassic Park 3 DVD opening, where the raptor would slice through and like give a look before it would open up to play the movie, which, nice little reference there. But I think the best thing about this show is the news that we have, which is that this show is going to be described as a conspiracy thriller and is going to be catering to older audiences than they did with Camp Cretaceous. And considering that the kids are now adults, that's really, really good for people like me who want to see a lot more stakes. I mean, that was one of the reasons why I didn't really get fully on board with Camp Cretaceous as a whole, because really, unless there were other people around, there wasn't going to be any death. Like, even with intense moments like Sammy being infected by the Scorpius Rex, I was literally watching that episode being like, nothing's going to happen. And because, like, she's still a kid. There's no way they're going to do that in this show. And, of course, they didn't, but they still did it well. Just, I think it's just me wanting more horror and more darker tones. And since the kids are now adults, it looks like we're going to get that. And I am absolutely here for it. But I think we're going to wrap it up for there. There's loads of stuff to talk about. And now that the hype wave for Chaos Theory is coming back, and also Chaos Theory will be on Netflix May 24th of this year. I'm absolutely over the moon. I am hoping to get into more content with this, and I'm just looking at the length of this video. Oh boy, it's going to be crazy. But I'm excited, guys. We don't know where this is going yet, but we have an idea of what the first season story is going to be. What will come after? No idea. What campers are going to be in it majorly? We don't know yet, but it is going to be absolutely fun. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Maybe liking, subscribing. You guys are amazing. Never forget that. Be safe out there. And until next time, guys, enjoy yourself.